Hello, 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 and welcome everyone. Welcome to today's Testimony Thursday. I am your featured host today. My name is Ronette Turner Corley, and I'm so excited to be here so you can hear this amazing testimony of this amazing lady. And so you are looking at Testimony Thursday. You can write, you can win episode 11. So some of you have been with us from the very beginning. And so we're now on the 11th episode. I'm so excited about that. We're just chucking along right here in 2025, sharing all these different testimonies. So there's some rules that I want you to know and make sure that you understand. We're going to be talking about some money, okay? And we're going to be talking about a lot of it that people are making money from home. But I want you to understand, and please note that the results mentioned will vary from person to person, okay? So there's no guarantee because your individual success is dependent on your efforts, consistency, and commitment. But I will let you know this. Everyone I asked to come on here to do an interview, they are committed. They are diligent. They are focused and they're making money. Everyone that I bring on this show, they have proven that the system works because they're putting in their efforts. And let me tell you, if you can write, you can win, right? So they have proven that it works. Before I go ahead and get started, I want to make sure that you understand what's going on. This opportunity is available, this platform is available in the United States and Canada. Okay. But because it is government regulated, there are some states that have decided to not partake in this letter writing method. And those states are Washington State, Idaho, Michigan, Montana, Nevada, Connecticut, and if you're in Canada, the province of Quebec. Okay. But if you reside anywhere else outside of those names I just mentioned, everything is fire, right? You can write, you can win. So I just want to let you know that so that you can be aware that those areas are prohibited, but everywhere else is fair game. So I'm not going to belabor this thing. I know you want to actually hear from our featured guests. And what I'm going to do once again is bring on a lady that, saw this, took this by storm. And you know what? It is now paying off. So I want to welcome to If You Can Write, You Can Win, episode 11, Celisa Nickelberry. Hey there, Celisa.
Hi, Ronette. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much.
Good, good, good. I'm so happy to have you today. I've been telling you, Celisa, come on, come on.
I know. I know. And thank you very much for having me.
Oh, thank you. You're so welcome. And people will I really want to hear your story. So let's go ahead and get into it. Just tell us a little bit more about yourself, which part of the, region, the world that you live in and, your family and all those good things. What do you do for work?
Okay, my name is Salisa Nickelberry. I am from Snellville, Georgia. It's a little town outside of Atlanta, which is the home of the Atlanta Braves, the Atlanta Hawks, the Atlanta Falcons.
All
I'm
right.
from Georgia, home of the Georgia Bulldogs, Atlanta United, all the teams.
I'm talking about.
Um, I am married. I've been married for 16 years on my second marriage. I
Mhm.
have two adult daughters. They're both teachers. One has a doctor's degree, one has a master's degree, three beautiful grandchildren, one granddaughter, two grandsons, and yeah, that's me.
Wow. Wow. Awesome.
Oh, I worked for Gwinnett County Public Schools, which is the largest school system in the state of Georgia. I work in
Okay.
the transportation department.
Okay. Okay. And you've been doing that, I think 25 years, 25 plus years.
25 years, yes.
Wow. Nice. 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 So you're a mom to some successful children, and children are offspring of what you've done right. So congratulations on that because you
Thank you.
obviously paved the way for them to just go for goals and make a good life for themselves. So congratulations on that. And
Thank you.
you have grandkids, so it just sounds like you're out there working. Needless to say, you're busy, right? You're not sitting
Uh-huh.
at home twiddling your thumbs.
No, I'm not.
So with that being said, you actually, you want to get that?
No.
So, with that being said, you got a chance to see this platform. When did you first get a chance to see it?
So I didn't think it was November or December. I
Okay.
joined in December. I know it was right before Christmas when I
Yeah.
got verified.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I started writing during the Christmas holidays, which was, I sent my first batch of letters off on January 5th.
Yes, yes,
And
I remember that. I was
mhm,
like, "Wow,
mhm,
she is right."
mhm.
And let me tell you, because my husband and I, we introduced it to you, and then when that happened, what was your first initial response? Because I get a lot of times, well, really, you're writing letters. People have all these different feelings about it. Some believe it's too good to be true. Some believe, it's not big enough. Or what was your initial take on it?
My initial take was that I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. I've tried many of other things that haven't worked. And I
Right.
was like, well, I'll try it. Ronette and Slide, they're believing in it. So I'm going to try it. And I had to really borrow your faith. I did, because
Wow.
I've
Mhm.
had so many things that I've tried that haven't worked.
Right.
I've had some successes in some things, but a lot of rug pulls. And yeah, so I was like, you guys sound like you were really into it. So I said,
Uh-huh.
okay, I'm going to
Uh-huh.
try it. I'm going to try
Absolutely.
it.
So when you talk about letter writing, and I understand about borrowing, belief, we've had our share, we have to do that too. So I get that part. But when you talk about that, and what was the energy, or your village, the people around you, what was their vision for it? I mean, did they really believe it?
No,
Yeah.
no, they didn't. They didn't believe, I think, because of all the rug pulls that we've had.
Yeah.
And they were like, Mom, please don't join anything else. If you do, we're gonna commit you. Yeah, they were gonna commit me. They told me. And but I just couldn't, I just, something is gonna work. You just have
Yeah.
to keep trying.
You just
And
gotta keep trying.
that's what I decided that I was gonna do. I was just gonna try, and it works. So
Yes, yes,
yeah, it
absolutely.
works.
So you're writing because we already know there's a ramp up time before you start getting into um that period of where you're getting deposits, what we call drops, right? There's a
Hmm.
ramp up time, and it takes anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks. How long before it took you before you got your first deposit in credits for those letters?
I sent my first letters off January the 5th. I got my first drop on March the 11th.
Okay.
So I was thinking it was right about 8 weeks, because I figure I sent them off on the 5th. They probably got them around the 10th. And
Mm-hmm.
I got my drop it exactly 8 weeks later.
Nice, nice.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, you got yours. That's pretty good. Mine was 9 weeks in a day. And
Okay.
so, yeah, yeah. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So when you got that first drop, first of all, let's talk about that. And like I said here, an income disclaimer, it varies from person to person. What was the amount of your first deposit or drops of credits went from writing letters?
I sent off 70 letters. I got paid for 61. It was 305.
305. Nice.
305 was my first, yeah.
Right. With the other one
Hmm.
still remaining in the hopper, right?
Hmm.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes,
Yes,
absolutely. Which is nice. And then have you gotten your second one yet?
I have. I got two drops on April the 11th.
All right. And how much were those?
Hmm. One was three, no, one was 405. The other one was 430.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
405 and 430. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So over 800 plus dollars.
Mm-hmm.
So nice. Now, look, any day now, we're waiting for another one, right?
Yes, we are. But I do have to tell you, on my first drop, I did the conversion process and
Yeah.
then decided to play a little bit.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah, won a good bit doing that.
Okay. Okay. Would have
Mm-hmm.
commented, right?
Mm-hmm.
You actually
Yes.
win.
I want to say it was about 1800.
Okay.
But I kept saying, this can't be right. This can't be right. So I said, okay, if it, because I'm thinking, I mean, it just kept going and going. And I
Right.
was like, this cannot be right. So I said, well, let me try to
Yeah.
take some out. So I said,
Right.
okay, let me take 400 out. And it said, okay, we received it. And it's a success. It'll be in your account. And I
Wow.
was like, oh, well, let me take another 400. Then I said, well, let me take 600 just,
Right.
before they realize or something.
Right.
And
Right.
yeah, it was
That's
really
awesome.
nice.
That's awesome. Now you're in the flow of things. And once
Mm-hmm.
you start getting drops, when they drop deposits, because they do it when they do it, and when they drop
Mm-hmm.
them, you're now in that number because you've been writing consistently.
Mm-hmm.
What is your village saying now?
Oh yeah, my daughter's writing now. My she gets up every morning at 5 o'clock and she writes from
Mhm.
5 to about 6:30.
Okay.
And then my oldest daughter, she's starting soon to
Okay.
write. So
Nice.
yeah. And I
Nice.
have a funny story. My husband, he was like, "Well, Salisa, if this works, I know your hands are tired. I see you massage them." And so he was like, "If it works, every night I'm gonna get a pillow and I'm gonna put your hands on it and
Oh,
massage your hands and all this," because he didn't really think it was gonna work.
right.
He was like, "I'm gonna get oil and put it on your hands." So when I got my first drop, I couldn't wait to say, "Where's my pillow? Where's
Yeah.
my pillow?" Yeah. I was like, I like lavender oil.
That's right. Where's that
Uh-huh.
hand massage,
Uh-huh.
right?
Where's my massage? Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
love that. I love that. That is awesome. And then I love the fact that now, once you stepped out there on faith. And
Mm-hmm.
now with you stepping out there on faith, now other people are starting to say, "Hey," and then
Mm-hmm.
it's becoming a family affair, right?
Right,
The
right.
same
My
with us.
sister's writing. My
Look
sister's
at that.
writing. And my
Yes.
sister, she had a stroke, so she's not really sure of her
Mhm.
handwriting, but she took a picture and sent it to me. And I said, "Girl, send it in."
That's
I
it.
said, "I
That's
can read it. And yeah, if I can read it, they can read it." So,
That's it. It just has to be legible, right?
mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so imagine that, and having a stroke, and having my mom has had a few strokes, so I understand the uphill climb when that happens in terms of getting back to where you were, physically and
Mm-hmm.
mentally. So for her to be able to do that and being at home and now can
Mm-hmm.
have some cash flow coming in,
Right. Mm-hmm.
that's awesome. I mean, this is really life changing. And that's really why Sly and I decided to do this, because we saw it as a way, it was like a freedom ticket, because you talked about
Mm-hmm.
other things you've done. Have you ever seen any cash flow come in that required, I mean, such little amount of effort?
No, no. That's
Yeah,
what I said. If nobody else wants to join, I still make money because I
that's
write.
that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beautiful thing about it. So, so when because you talked about your job, so have you carved out what's your method? I know everybody has a method of how much time and when they actually do the writing. What's it for you?
What I do is I pull my codes while I'm on the bus
Okay.
because we have layovers.
Okay.
So I can pull codes on the bus. And then when I get home, I'll write for an hour, which is about 10 or 12.
Mm-hmm.
Then I may get up and do laundry, get something to eat, go run an errand. I come back, I write another hour, which is
Mm-hmm.
about 10 or 12.
Mm-hmm.
And then do something else and then come back in about another hour and write 10 or 12.
Okay.
So usually I try to write about 30 a day. On the weekends, I try to do at least 5 hours, 4 to 5 hours, you
Okay.
know. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So it's like a part-time gig, but
Mm-hmm.
you can do it around your lifestyle and around without interrupting your daily flow.
Right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's what I love about it. You don't have to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You can just, turn your watching TV time and
Yeah.
sit there and do. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That.
because sometimes when I'm watching TV, I'll do my envelopes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because, that's a little bit easier, I guess, for me than I don't really have to think. I just know, you
Yes.
know.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And now I'm sure that, because it's something about that muscle memory kicks in and
Hmm.
you start to memorize, because it's
Yeah.
just two sentences, right?
And you're writing it over and over.
Two sentences and
Hmm.
we're writing it over and over and over.
Hmm.
And I don't have, and usually I do, and I did this last time. Oh, here it is. Okay, ladies and gents. So what Salisa's talking about, we write on a card that looks like this. Two sentences. That's it.
Hmm.
And in the corner, you put your name, address, and a code that you get, and that's it. And
That's
this is worth
it.
$5.
Yeah. Hmm.
Wow. Wow. So you write about 30. That's quite a bit. So, here's the thing is that when you consistently write, you can expect to consistently get deposits
Hmm.
over and over again.
Right.
Yes. Have you
Hmm.
carved out or what do you have any goals or plans, that the reason why you're writing or what you plan to do?
I plan to travel more.
Okay.
So we're going on a cruise in June,
Nice.
and I'm trying to pull all my codes so that while I'm there on the ship, I can write. Yeah.
Why not? Right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
nice. That's absolutely
Mhm.
cool. And so where
Yeah.
are you going on your cruise?
I think it's a uh, Cozumel. I know is one place, but I'm
Mm,
not sure about the other. My daughter's planning them, so I just
okay.
paid the money and show up.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Mhm.
That's fun. That's fun. But it's
Yes.
nice to have, I mean, I'm sure between now and that time you've had plenty more drops. And so
Mhm.
that's what's nice about it is
Yes.
that
Mhm.
now you can go do some cruising and excursions and whatever
Yes.
you all do.
Mhm.
Just
Yes.
writing letters and
Mhm.
have that money to do it, right?
Yes, that's right. And the first drop actually helped me pay off the cruise.
Nice.
Because we had to have it paid off by a certain date. So when I
Yeah.
got my drop and then the wins I got,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, let me just pay it off. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's really, really, really nice. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm excited. I am
Yes, me
excited for you
too.
because I know this is
Thank
just the
you.
beginning.
Yes, it is.
Yes, and now you have, your family riding. I know my mother-in-law rides, and we have an aunt, Sly's aunt that rides, and cousins.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, we've met my sister as well
Right.
because it's like,
Mhm.
why not?
That's
Why
right. Why
not?
not?
Yes, yes,
It's
yes, yes.
proven.
It's
It's
proven.
proven.
And
Mm-hmm.
congratulations for stepping out on faith too, because it's tough to do
Oh,
that.
thank you. Thank
It's
you.
tough to do that, especially, like you said, we've been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, 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 yeah. So when it comes to, okay, so we talked about your goals in terms of that and writing and the cruise and so forth. So someone looking at this today and they're going, because you're going to have some people looking at it, that know you and have known you, that's on your Facebook
Mm-hmm.
page, and you know, they're thinking if it's real or if they should do it, or what would be your recommendation for someone like that?
I would just recommend that you look into it, join, and start writing
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because it's been around for decades.
Yes, right.
It's proven that it worked. We all have the receipts now.
Right.
And right now, even my 8-year-old grandson and my 7-year-old grandson, they write letters. They write letters. They write letters. Yeah. I pay them, but they write letters
Right,
because
right.
I pay them because they believe they saw me writing and they were like, my 8-year-old, he jumped right in and he wanted to write. He does everything, and then he would just, his sentence is, I wish to receive money. So at first
That's cute.
I was paying them like $5 and I'm like, wait, they're making what I make. So I
Yeah,
told them, well,
yeah.
I think for kids it's about $3. They said, okay, but
Okay.
they still write.
Okay, that's good.
Hmm.
So they have something to look forward to. Like, look,
Hmm.
and they got,
Yeah,
they can put in the work for it, right?
that's right. Hmm.
Uh-huh. That's good. Because
Yeah,
they're
they know.
watching us.
That's right. They know exactly what goes at the top of the card, their names, their emails, their address. So, at least I know it's helping them to learn that we work for money.
Yeah, that's
Or
really cool.
write for money. We
Yeah,
write for money.
right, right, right.
Hmm.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty cool. That is really cool. I never thought about that, but that's good practice for them.
Hmm.
You said how old are they?
8 and 7.
8 and 7. Wow.
Hmm.
That is too cute. So do they write when you write?
Yep, they sit right here at the desk. One sit on one side of my desk, one sit on the other side. They come over and they be like, Nana, where's my cards? They'll even take their stuff to school and write at school.
Wow.
Yes, they do. They
Wow.
have a little sandwich bag with their cards in it, with their pens in it, and they take it to school and write.
Oh, that's too cute.
Hmm.
Wow.
Then when I see them, they be like, Nana, I wrote 30 cards. I wrote. Okay. Hmm.
Wow. Well, I am so excited. Like I said, so excited for you. And I really do appreciate you borrowing our faith because this is a thing that we've always imagined and wanted to do is be able to, help people, win, and that doesn't require anything
Hmm.
other than just them, doing the effort and being able to win, but it doesn't matter if they recruit someone in because everyone's not
Hmm.
big recruiters, right?
Right.
And so it doesn't matter if they recruit or not, that's just extra. But people can make
Hmm.
thousands of dollars, just like you've already talked about. I mean, you've
Hmm.
already made thousands of dollars from
Yes,
home
right. Hmm.
writing letters.
Yes, I
And
have.
we're just really literally getting started.
Hmm. That's right.
Yeah, right. Because we just had a couple of drops. There's some people who've had drops all year. I saw a
Hmm.
post where a gentleman talked about the fact that they had went into their 1 year anniversary, and he had already made over $36,000.
Oh,
I was like,
wow.
wow, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So we're headed in that direction. So
That's right. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited. And I'm
Hmm.
excited to see also how it's going to make a difference for your daughters as well.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, you keep doing what you're doing, Salisa. And I
I
appreciate
will.
you being here, sharing your story, because people need to know that it's real.
It is. And
Yeah,
it works for anyone. It
it
can
works.
work for anyone.
It works for anyone. And once again, I
Hmm.
love how you incorporate the grandkids. I think that's really cute. All right. Well, I'm sure we will have you back again talking about your story and even more drops. We're going to remember this
Yes.
conversation because we're going to see what it is 6 months from now. It's going to be like, whoa. And so,
Hmm.
what people, they snooze, they lose. So you
That's
heard the
right.
testimony. Come
Hmm.
on.
And one thing, Ronette, I did want to mention is I remember when we have the little writing parties, and
Yes.
you would always say, we're borrowing their testimonies, but one day we'll have our own. And
Yes.
Ronette, I'm telling you, I lived every morning I got up and I repeated that.
Oh, wow.
I
Wow.
did. I repeated it because I knew
Yes. Now you
that.
have your own.
Hmm. Hmm.
Wonderful. Oh, that touches me. And we're going to get back to our writing parties too.
Okay.
Yep, we were going to get back to the writing parties because we have fun just writing and kind
That's
of
right.
have fun together.
Encouraging each other. That's
That's right.
right.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. So stay tuned and watch out for that because we will be back. Um, if not this Saturday, because I know Easter's coming up, but the following Saturday.
Okay.
All
I'll be
right.
there.
All right. Well, thank you so
Uh,
much and blessings to you and more prosperity. And we look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you. And the same to you and Sly. Tell that Sly I said hi and thank you as well.
I will. I most certainly
Uh,
will. Okay, sweetheart. See you
All
soon.
right. Good night.
Okay.
Alrighty. Bye
Good night.
bye.
All right, you guys. You got a chance to hear from Salisa Nickelberry. Amazing testimony as you got a chance to hear. And she's turned it into a family affair. What gets me really excited is that, you know, she stepped out on faith and you saw things happen. I'm going to say this. If you are watching this from Selisa's page and you're seeing this for the first time, hear her testimony, by all means, contact her and get started. As you heard her say, she's sharing this from her heart because she's going to get paid regardless if you join or not. But she's paying it forward because she knows what it's doing for her and what it's doing now for her family and going to be doing for her family. So congratulations on that. And if you've seen this from my page, by all means, go ahead and make sure you reach out to myself. And so we can go ahead and get you started, getting you writing, getting you winning, right? All kinds of sorts of people from all over are doing this. Why? Because it just makes sense to bring in extra cash flow. Some of you are looking for extra cash flow right now. It doesn't require products. It doesn't require you sharing anything. It doesn't require you, stocking products. It doesn't require you doing anything other than putting pen to paper. And for those of you who are seeing this, because other people are sharing this on their page, get back to them. Get back to them so that they can get you started. Because one thing we want you to know, if you can write, and you heard Selisa talk about her sister who had a stroke, but yet and still, she can write legibly. And if you can write, you can win. So make sure that you be a part of what we're doing. And some of you right now are probably trying to figure out, what are we doing, right? So in the next 25 minutes, stay tuned on my page because I'm going to do a full-fledged presentation from start to finish so you can see exactly what this writing deal entails. Therefore, you can take action, not just now, but right now. And so we can get you on that path so you can start bringing cash flow into your home by a stroke of a pen. All right. It's been a fun-filled time spending this time with you. And I look forward to seeing you again on the next Testimony Thursday. If you can write, you can win, episode 12. Until then, I will see you on the Zoom tonight. And most importantly, I'll see you later and see you writing. All right. Happy writing. See you soon.